Hey there, good day. I'm Matt Roush,
And Mike Brennan.
and we're back with another episode of the M Squared TechCast. We will get to Fred Brown, our very own Dr. Doom, on the pandemic in just a moment. But we're going to start the show today with a colleague of mine at Lawrence Technological University, a couple of them, in fact. Sibrina Collins, who is executive director of the LTU Marburger STEM Center, and Jaclyn Smith, who is the STEM Center's outreach coordinator. This Marburger STEM Center is basically LTU's clearinghouse for all things K-12. We're trying to get kids interested in science, technology, engineering, arts and design, and mathematics careers. And the Marburger STEM Center is the way we do that. Sibrina, welcome to the show. And I'd like to start things off by asking you about how we have changed our high school and program for Extreme Science Saturdays due to the pandemic. So tell us a little bit about the virtual Extreme Science Saturdays that are coming up in the new year that's right upon us.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me again. So, prior to the pandemic, we had, in-face activities where high school students would come on our campus and engage in some hands-on activities. They would help us make liquid nitrogen ice cream, all of that fun stuff. But because of the pandemic, we've had to shift online, our programming. And so this is the first time that we've actually done that. And so our approach, really is because kids are already online, during the week because of school. So we wanted to make sure that whatever we do online, that it's engaging and the students, are really involved with the discussion. So we're learning a lot. This is the first time that we've actually done this. And the first one in January focuses on computer coding, which resonates with a lot of young people. So we're targeting, high school and middle school with this. The second one in February is going to focus on virtual entrepreneurial mindset, establishing your own business. And that's really kind of it's related to a summer camp led by Dr. Jaclyn Stavros and Dr. Matt Cole. And then finally, Jaclyn's going to lead a hands-on workshop where students get to do something really groovy, making their very own lava lamps.
I like it.
Okay. So when are these programs and how do people, if they're interested, sign up?
They can sign up online, go to Lawrence Tech's website, type in Extreme Science Saturdays or the Marburger STEM Center, and they can sign up online. These are free. These are on Saturdays, so January 9th, February 13th, and March 13th, so from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. So we don't take up too much time for the kids on Saturdays, but something just to get them excited, about STEM, because we really want to get students to think about how STEM impacts their daily lives.
Okay. All right. So once again, these programs are free, which is
Right.
kind of an advantage. They were not free when they were in person, right? So this
Right.
is
That's
actually
right.
makes it easier
Absolutely.
for everyone. Yep.
Right.
Okay, Jaclyn, welcome to the program. You're a first-time guest. Wanted to talk to you. First of all, I'm just curious, how do you make your own lava lamp? How does that work?
Yeah, it's actually really cool because you can make your own lava lamp with things that you just have in your own house. So we use vegetable oil and Alka-Seltzer tablets. And then sometimes we add food coloring to make it a little snazzier, and you can even I stuck my phone light underneath it and turned the lights off and illuminated it even. So it's kind of cool because I guess lava lamps, I kind of thought maybe the kids might not know what they are because they're kind of older.
Yeah, something from my era,
Yeah.
actually.
I actually have a lava lamp in my living room that I turn on from time to time, just so I can watch I guess it's wax or something, bubble all over the place, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, whether they knew what they were or not, they think they're cool. So it's really fun.
Okay, so the Extreme Science Saturdays are for high school students. Tell us a little bit about the virtual workshops, Jaclyn, that you're doing for middle school students, and that's something that's near and dear to my heart, because when I worked for the Engineering Society of Detroit, we always said you've got to reach them in middle school. By the time they're in high school, if they think they can't do math and science, that's ingrained in them, and you're already almost too late. You really got to start, you catch them in middle school and get them interested. So talk a little bit about these workshops.
Yeah, you're 100% correct. We have to start early so that they have as many positive experiences as possible to carry them over into high school. So our workshops that we always did in person, we've transitioned into the virtual. So one of the ones that we did recently, for example, was the science of baking a cake.
Hmm.
Which the kids really got a kick out of. So things that they can do in their own house, because science is everywhere. Science is all around you, and especially in the kitchen, actually. So a lot of them were pretty psyched to learn how baking relates to science, and then at the end, they got a tasty treat that they made. So that one was really fun.
Hmm. All right, what are some of the other topics?
Another one we did around Halloween, we did a Halloween themed workshop where we did elephant toothpaste, which is a chemical reaction using yeast and hydrogen peroxide. It makes like a really foamy, colorful kind of explosion, and the kids love that one. So we did that out of a pumpkin. So we carved a pumpkin, did the chemical reaction within the pumpkin, and it kind of oozed out of the pumpkin face, and and that was really cool.
Yeah, anything that basically looks gross is going to be popular with the middle school crowd.
Yeah, gross explosions, things
Yeah,
like that.
all the fun stuff, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me,
And
let me,
then
let me ask, if I may, Jaclyn, are you attracting a lot more females into STEM than previous? I know I don't want to do stereotypes here, but usually if I go to all these technical meetings and technology meetings, and it's a bunch of men there mostly. So are more females getting interested in STEM now?
I've heard that there are. I think Dr. Collins might know a little bit more about that if you want to elaborate, Dr. Collins.
Yeah, we do have, so we get a lot of young women that sign up, to participate in these Extreme Science Saturdays. And so I'm starting to see a trend, with that. Matt pointed out, middle school is the age to really get them, because somewhere around middle school is when girls start to lose interest, and so you really have to catch them around fifth or sixth grade, to really engage those young people.
Hmm. Yeah, I know Lawrence Tech has been trying to become more diverse in terms of gender for forever. Basically, we're at about 1/3 women now in the student body, but there are some fields that are persistently 90% male. Mechanical engineering is a tough one. There are some other forms of engineering, but there are a great number of young women who are really interested in things like biomedical engineering and
Right,
biomechanics. Molecular and cell biology is a 50-50 program for us now.
right,
And I know, obviously, what's interesting is this: since we added a nursing program, people thought, well, that'll be 100 more women on campus, but our nursing program at Lawrence Tech is 3 times as male as the national average. We've got like 30% men in that program, so which is
yeah.
nationally it's only about 10%. So that's been an interesting experience for us too. And my favorite nursing people are actually the football players who are nurses.
Yeah.
They will hurt you and then they will fix you up. So that's kind of how that one works. Sibrina, you are also an accomplished author. You've written an awful lot of academic papers, and most recently is a book chapter. Tell us a little bit about the book that you're a part of, and sort of how you approached your chapter.
Sure. So it's a recent book chapter published in a book called Advanced Teaching in Inorganic Chemistry, Volumes 1 and 2, published by the American Chemical Society. And actually, the chapter is based on a talk that I was scheduled to give at a conference, but because of the pandemic, it was canceled. And so the editor reached out to all of the presenters and said, would you be willing to write a book chapter based on what you would have focused on? And so my chapter focuses on how we used the movie Black Panther and vibranium to engage young people, and how that one paper that came out in 2018 actually led us to create a number of workshops and activities and other papers. And when Chadwick Boseman, when he passed away, that was just so devastating to me and to a lot of people. And I just wanted to honor him in some way, for his amazing portrayal. And I sent a note to the editor and I said, hey, can you please let me dedicate my chapter to him? And so she agreed. And I just, the movie just made such a huge impact on me. And I just wanted to celebrate that film.
And I know when you first saw the film, you said that you always have your inorganic chemist hat on. But
Right.
when you saw them talking about vibranium, you were, which is a fictional element. It doesn't actually exist.
Right.
Unfortunately, given some of its properties, because it's pretty cool stuff. But
Right.
you were instantly curious about where that would fit in the periodic table of the elements, right?
That's true. And, whenever I watch television or movies, I can't shut off my chemistry brain, so it just occurred to me that everything about that economy, that fictional Wakanda, was just thriving on vibranium. And I said, okay, if it's real, where would it be? And that's what we scientists do. We come up with these questions that we think are interesting that needs an answer. And so it kind of took off from there. So, and I'm looking forward to, I think the new film is going to be released in 2022, so maybe I'll get some more inspiration at that point too.
Well,
Okay.
Captain America's shield is made out of vibranium. So
That is true. That is true. So you got a lot of fictional elements, out there. And today, from what I understand, is the birthday of the late Stan Lee. I think any ways that if you can use science fiction to engage young people and then create an opportunity to talk about real science and what types of research and applications take place with these real elements, I think that's a win-win situation.
Okay.
I hate to cut you off, but we're at that last minute mark that we talked about earlier when we all said 14 minutes and goes by quickly. So why don't you both provide information to folks out there if they want to reach out to Jaclyn, Sibrina, how best to reach you?
Sure. I could always be reached on email skollins@ltu.edu, but you can search, go to the LTU website, type in Marburger STEM Center, and our information pops up.
Yep, same. I'm on the same website, but my email is jsmith19@ltu.edu. That's the best way to reach me as well.
Yeah, Jay Smith is kind of a pretty common name, so we've had 19 of them apparently.
Yeah.
Over the years. But Jaclyn, your program, the middle school workshops, you're looking for teachers, right? That's who you're trying to reach, teachers and school administrators who want to set up these programs?
Yeah, if you're looking for a way to connect your students to science, like with everyday events, we love reaching out to high schools and middle schools. So we're looking to do virtual workshops at either.
Okay. Thanks very much, Jaclyn Smith and Sibrina Collins from Lawrence Technological University's Marburger STEM Center.
Traditional four-year students love Lawrence Technological University's thriving campus life. But LTU has always met non-traditional students' needs too. Lawrence Tech offers over 100 degree and certificate programs that can get adult students started or back on track. And most of our classes are conveniently offered evenings at our beautiful Southfield campus or online, so you can balance your social, family, and work life even while you power up your career. Lawrence Tech, where Blue Devils dare.